He struggled in that game a couple of years ago, the last time United beat Chelsea, but looking at that Chelsea team line-up today, they're such a powerful, strong unit. United are going to have to overcome that.
We're underway at Stamford Bridge. The weather has been sunny here, a little bit chilly out of the sun. And a match of real significance does involve Radamel Falcao, who's been sitting and watching for, he would feel, too long. He'd probably been recalling his hat-trick against Chelsea in the Super Cup in Monaco, getting on for 3 years ago when he was playing for Atletico Madrid.
Well, it's a big opportunity for Falcao today. He's been coming into a team throughout the season that hasn't been playing that well. He comes into a more confident team today, even though there are changes. And he's still got a month to prove himself in a red shirt.
Well, there was Zuma winning a header over Fellaini. And Herrera with Rooney alongside him in this deeper role. Smalling has stayed as the right centre-back. It's the left centre-back that's been the problem with all the candidates out. And Paddy McNair, who's probably more right-sided, is being asked to step straight into that slot.
Yeah, you would think that Didier Drogba's going to try and move over to that side and test the youngster in the early parts of this game in particular.
Well, he scored when Chelsea drew at Old Trafford in October. Jose Mourinho has had 3 matches against the Manchester clubs this season. They've all ended as 1-1 scorelines. Drogba, Oscar, and away by Rooney. And he drop it over Ivanovic for Young to collect. Didn't quite get the range right. Chelsea, of course, unbeaten at home in the Premier League this season. And for Manchester United, Louis van Gaal succinctly put it, it is a challenge which is bigger than big.
I think that's the real test for Zuma. Can he accept the ball with his back to play, with players in and around him? He didn't look comfortable there.
Not an easy view. Happily it's better up here, Gary. There goes Rooney. Drogba beats him. Fellaini gets it down into a very well prepared pitch. And tenacity from Matic. Mike Dean is the referee, incidentally. No stranger to matches of this magnitude. Valencia. Touch back to Ander Herrera by Rooney. Now one of those who's been developed by Louis van Gaal this season. Plucked him almost from obscurity after watching him once in a training session at the Manchester United base. There goes Shaw. And Rooney can line this one up. Went round the back of the net rather than into the back of the net.
The United fans at the far end thought it was a goal. It's a fantastic move. That'll give Luke Shaw some confidence. The speed on the overlap just does Ivanovic completely, and he can't get back. It's a really good pull back to the edge of the box, and Rooney tries to control it with his left foot. He just sets it outside the post and can't bring it back. But it's a good chance for United early on.
Sorry, David. Still 0-0.
Yeah.
He is a long way away. And actually hit the pole holding up the net and created the ripple effects. Oscar. Cesc Fabregas. Hazard starting centrally. Here he comes. Ivanovic to his right. Drogba back to Hazard. Just feel these early minutes go are important for Manchester United to bed in the changes. They've been playing so well in the recent games. Big victories in terms of scoreline and morale.
Yeah. Obviously 12-3-4 players unavailable is a blow for them. Going back to Matt now, you're talking about Louis van Gaal bringing him in this season. The reason he brought him in was because he liked him on the ball. The way he stepped out then and set up that attack was something that really impressed the manager.
Big in the air by Drogba though. Smalling there to help out. Yeah.
Louis van Gaal doesn't change. He'll want to control the ball from the back, and I don't think Chelsea will be able to press. Not with Drogba. I think he's the type that will press. Hazard as well. They'll do it in spurts, but they won't do it continuously. I think United will get good possession.
That's a big day for him. Former Chelsea Player of the Year. Not quite to Jose Mourinho's taste, really. Rooney going through the middle. He's got his range this time. Young waiting for Shaw. Glad to be back in action, I'm sure. He's been watching. He's even been in the matchday squad since he played against Arsenal in the FA Cup defeat. Won fairly enough by Valencia. Rooney.
Oscar just drifting in there is causing Chelsea a slight problem, particularly when Shaw goes forward to support Young a couple of times in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Take for granted the work that Willian does in that respect.
United win would cut the gap to 5 points. Chelsea would still have a game in hand. They still have to go to Arsenal, of course. And Arsenal still have to go to Old Trafford. Jose Mourinho is saying he hasn't had to dig into his deep reservoirs of motivational skills. A chance to take on Manchester United. There's all his squad revved up and ready. There's Hazard trying to prove that point. In for Fabregas, stays on his feet. And De Gea uses his feet.
Well, the run, Herrera trapped the run. He sees it coming from a long way. He's playing that holding midfield role. Hazard finds him, but he goes to ground too early, Herrera. He just gets a little touch on it, United midfielder.
Chelsea will surely fancy themselves from set pieces. Drogba got to the front post. To the position he scored from at Old Trafford. That was a help-on header, but he helped it on too high.
And I think that's where United will have their work cut out to stay with Chelsea. One thing you could see when the teams were lining up in the tunnel was the size of Chelsea's team to United's.
Rooney. Chelsea defenders have scored 18 goals in all competitions this season. 18 out of exactly 100. 100th was a very significant one from Cesc Fabregas of Queen's Park Rangers. There's this little flick. Rooney likewise, the link with Ander Herrera. Now Young with a chance to resume hostilities against Ivanovic. McNair. Smalling. He's one of the scorers in the Manchester derby, of course. Just had the roll in it. Or did it? The whole of the ball. Well, we say if that had been on the goal line itself, it wouldn't have been a goal. It's the whole of the ball as they cross the line.
I think Ivanovic wanted the camera out. It's like time stood still. He knows he's got an important job today, Ivanovic. The right back of particularly Tottenham and City have struggled in that left channel where Fellaini's been making that run and then Young's stayed out wide. There's signs early on that they're going to play to that side again, and he's going to have to make sure that Zuma and Oscar particularly engage with him at times.
Well, there's no early indication here, Gary, that Louis van Gaal's adopting a more cautious approach because of the team changes.
Not at all. Not at all. They look like they're going to dominate possession. McNair and Smalling both stepping out with the ball in the first 10 minutes, looking confident.
Into Young. They've got to play some balls into the attacking third, but they haven't quite been the best of Manchester United so far.
Yeah, they are those two over that side. The one thing about this Chelsea team, though, they have got huge resilience and big characters. I think they'll do better than City and Tottenham have done in that area.
And they haven't lost any of the last 7 meetings against Manchester United. The club has never gone 8 in that respect. Valencia. And Herrera. He's losing a little bit of his understanding with Mata on the right-hand side by being switched into the middle, but obviously some things have to change when you've got some key components unavailable. Didn't really realise on the day, did we, that that Manchester derby win had come at such a heavy cost. Rojo didn't complain of his problem until the next day.
Well, we're obviously aware of Jones and Carrick, but the rest no.
Fellaini. Shaw. Boyhood Chelsea fan. Not too far away from here. And Herrera.
It was the wrong decision from Herrera. He had Juan Mata making a nice little run into the left channel, and that Chelsea backline had stayed out of the box and ignored him.